Hey guys, before we get into this episode, I am aware there are weird audio glitches on my end. My microphone wasn't recording and it was recording from my computer instead. And I wasn't aware of that. And I don't want to go and re-record everything we said here because obviously it won't be the same. And it's a learning experience or something. And for the most part, I think this is an understandable episode. But if I'm very, very quiet for parts of this episode, that's why. But we should have fixed the problem for next week's episode. And just stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the podcast.
This is a podcast.
Yay! So, before we get into anything else, I want to say I was editing gaming videos. We had some footage loss as always, and I was watching that and being like, okay, when are we gonna realize that we lost footage? And I was just looking at the blue background we have, and I was like, wow, this would make a really interesting podcast. So that was the basis behind this. But first things first, Jack, we need to come up with a name.
I can't think of anything. I was just gonna add that I've been doing nothing. That's it. I've been doing nothing.
Well, that...
I mean, we could come up with a name right now.
Yeah, we're coming up with a name right now on the spot, Jack.
On the spot, okay.
Sure. So, here's my thought process, okay? The 3 podcasts I listen to. The Gus and Eddy podcast, link in the description. The Luke and Lewis podcast, link in the description. My Brother and Me podcast, link in the description. All of those have a common theme to them.
Okay.
Name and name and name.
How about...
What if we didn't do that?
What if we did the Two Guys Talk?
What if we did the podcast? Wait, does that make it sound like we're talking about podcasts or not?
Probably. And that might be a thing. Anyway, we can come. We got all time.
No. We're doing it now. Strip all your names, go.
Well, I already said
the Two Guys Talk podcast?
The Two Guys
That's
Talk.
what it is. It's a 2 guys and sometimes more talk podcast. If we can ever get guests, it'll be crossed out. Next up on the grocery list of things we have to do. Oh shit, I have to text my mom a grocery list. I'm doing it live. Oh no, my microphone fell off. It's okay. It's okay. Next thing we have to do is very important, okay? We have to come up with a theme song.
Theme. I'm creating the theme song.
So, I did think about that. Okay? I thought about, oh, maybe we should just make something up we do for Unscripted every week. But then I thought even harder.
What?
Is
there such a thing?
I have 6 royalty-free songs already downloaded on my phone. So okay. There's no copyright scares. There's no... Okay?
Okay.
And I wanna throw some of these out there at you.
Okay. I'm ready to listen.
Okay. Also, I'll just add these in post, so the actual audio isn't us listening to the audio. But Jack's not heard any of these at all.
I'm gonna shut up and listen.
This one is called "Happy, Inspiring, Upbeat," and I don't remember who this one's by. I'll put it in. Of that one, which I again, we would probably time it a little bit more depending on what song, but I think around 20-30 seconds is a good time for theme.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on that one, Jack? Happy, inspiring, upbeat.
It sounds like I'm watching a life hack video.
Okay, but is that a positive or a negative experience in your mind?
I'm just saying what came to mind.
Look, I didn't even think about that one, but now that you've thrown it out, that was one of the ones I had ranked higher on this. I don't have a definitive ranking. I have one I like the most.
I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that's what
it does sound like a life hack video. Okay, this next one is called.
I'm ready for it.
Well, oh no! I want to save that one for last.
Okay.
This one's called "Green Monster is So Refresh." It's by Soul June.
Well, I like the name.
many seconds now?
I'm just trying to think of it. It almost sounds like
It sounds like Wii music, dude.
It does. I was gonna say it sounds like something like that.
Look,
I kind of like. I like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the ones I liked less, but I had to at least put it on the list because it's called Green Monster is So Refresh.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like Wii music.
I think
it sounds pretty good.
I think it's a Korean artist, so it might be like a bad translation. But I find that so funny, dude.
I mean, I'm gonna put that high up.
So Jack really likes Green Monster is So Refresh.
Yeah, great music.
Okay, this one is called Adventures by Echo Duran.
Okay.
That's about 20 seconds, but I'm just gonna go in the middle of songs. I feel like it picks up, that's why I picked it. I tried not picking like slower songs, so we're gonna go in the middle and just see what it sounds like at 1:34. I can see it, I can see it working.
Yeah, the middle part, the first part was
not the opening, but
it's like
it's slow builds. It's slow builds, for sure.
It's like a song that you would like fall asleep to, you know?
Sure, it's like a little
help you sleep.
This one's called Freedom. It's by Unborn Sound Design. That's 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So I think right now our choice is Freedom, but there's still two more.
I would say if we're gonna just do this right now, just as a top part, I like the Green
Monster is So Refresh.
It's So Refresh. That one, and probably this last one.
Okay.
Freedom, right up top.
This one is called Campfire. It's by Declan DP. But I feel like if we started it like when that kind of bass drops a little bit, we could get a 20-second theme song out of that easily.
Great song for montages.
Hey guys, welcome back to our trick shot video.
Bam.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep 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 beep.
I mean, come on. I think I'm getting this here.
Yeah, you're starting to get where it's coming from. This last one's my favorite. That's actually the first one I found. It's called Welcome Travelers by Artificial.music.
Got it.
And that's 20 seconds.
Tribute music.
Dude, that is like a Minecraft open, like, you know those like that just shows the name and it like spins around a bunch. Like that's a very slow version of one of those songs.
Got it.
But I think it would work. Like I think that could work. That's personally my favorite out of the 6. But I'm if you're still for Wii music, we can maybe.
I still like the two I just said. You know, the Freedom
and Green Monster So Refresh.
Yes, those two I think are up there.
Okay.
As my picks.
Well, vote in the comments. I'm just kidding. We're going to be the only ones in the comments, dude.
I'm going to vote.
I'm going to vote too, and we're going to have opposing. What if we mash the two? Ooh. I'll play around with it. Here's the official theme song for the podcast. Okay. Or maybe we'll do one of them's like the intro and one of them's like the outro music. Who knows? Ooh, dude, I'm getting real creative here.
Dude, your mind? It's working.
I still have to text my mom grocery list, so I'm going to do that during this next bit.
Okay.
Because we have one more thing we have to talk about before this is an official podcast.
Okay.
How How much am I gonna have to pay you, Jack?
How much are you gonna pay me?
Jack. To make the outro of every podcast. Outro done. Bringing it back, baby! The triumphant return!
Ooh. I think I'm entitled to all your money, plus all the money you'll ever make.
What if I gave you like $4 and an old Twinkie?
Counter offer. Make it $5 and 2 old Twinkies. And I think we got a deal.
$4 and 1.5 old Twinkies. But one of the old Twinkie, the full old Twinkie is like the Shrek one, which is like it's just a Twinkie that's got green filling in it.
Shrek?
Yeah, you don't remember those?
No, I remember it. I know of its existence. And I think you got a deal right there. Get rid of the money, give me the Shrek Twinkie, and I'm in.
Dude, hold on, I'm gonna look that up right now.
But I need the Shrek Twinkie before you even do this.
I'm still trying to text my mother my grocery list, by the way. This is very important, but I am going to look up to see how much a Shrek Twinkie costs on the internet.
It better be from eBay. If it's anything other than eBay, I'm out.
It's going to be from eBay. It's going to be disgusting. Those things are old.
How would you know they could still be making it in the underground?
On the Black Hostess Market.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Shrek Twinkie.
People will pay for this.
Shrek Twinkies. Shopping. Oh no.
What?
Oh, I found things I didn't want to find.
What?
I'll send you a screenshot. I'll put it. It's up on the screen now. I will be like putting like visuals in this as visuals are needed. And right now visuals are needed. Here are 2 T-shirts I found instead of any sort of Twinkie.
Okay.
I'll send you the link later probably. I'm trying to text my mother first.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I'm not finding any Shrek Twinkies on the Google Shopping tab. I'm sure.
That is disappointing.
I'm sure if I go a bit deeper, and I can.
You have to dive deep in the rabbit hole.
I will update you on the next episode of this, which I don't know if it's going to be a weekly thing or not yet. We haven't quite figured out.
I need my Shrek Twinkie.
I will update you on the status of the Shrek Twinkie next week.
I need it.
I crave it. I want it. Give it to me. Do you know when we started?
About 10 minutes ago. It's
okay,
fine.
cool. I'm looking at my time, but I started my time way before you did, so
I'm looking. It's all good.
It's all good. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about, Jack? Just in general? Life? Liberty? The pursuit of happiness?
Yeah, you told me to finish my dream story, so I might as well tell this dream story while you're texting your mother a shopping list. And it will be very weird, as is my life, which is weird. And I will go context. One night, it's around midnight, on TV, I'm switching between 2 movies on TV. It was Deadpool 2 and Bolt. Which I don't know why, but I feel like those movies affected my dream.
Those movies are one movie. They're the same movie, let's be honest here. They both
have highway scenes.
Yeah, and they both have characters that speak English. Same movie.
You know what? I never thought of that.
Get better, movie designers. Tear your movie apart.
Boom. Anyway, so it just starts off like I'm already on a highway. Okay? I've just started on a highway. And I'm on a bike. Just a normal, regular bike. Not like a motorcycle, not like a scooter bike. Just a regular bike. But it acts like a car. And I had one of those family carry-on attachments, where you can put your kids in the back and it's kind of like a netted carrying thing.
Of course.
Just in general. And my brother was in it. But that's the last of him. And my other brother and his friend were in a car, and they were on their way to Denny's to get ice cream, which I have no idea if they ever have sold.
I can confirm Denny's does sell ice cream. It's not good ice cream, but neither is anything else Denny's sells. Denny's, if you'd like to sponsor us, hit us up at commentsexodus@gmail.com. and we will
sponsor
happily...
me in my dream, okay?
No. This is the second time we plug Denny's on this channel. In the Alpha and Omega 2 video, I also plugged Denny's because...
That's on you. This is my dream idea.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Denny's, if you want to get in contact with us, our email is comicsexodus@gmail.com.
Do you know that they're going bankrupt?
Well, Denny's, if you want to not go bankrupt, just hit us up, and we'll get all of our 17 subscribers.
16.
No, we're at 17 now.
Really?
Yeah, we're celebrating 17 subscribers.
Whoa!
It happened overnight.
I didn't know.
It happened at like 2 a.m.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was asleep.
I was also
With
not
a different
paying
dream,
attention.
which I don't remember. Back to this dream.
Back to Jack's dumb, stupid dream.
So, they were... Okay, my brother and his friend, in their car, they were zooming past us to go to Denny's to get ice cream. I was following them, but I had no idea where to go. Like, I didn't know anything. So, I'm going down the highway, going fast, and I'm going under cars because... I don't know. I just was. And all of a sudden, I lose both my arms, which is where I feel the Deadpool 2 thing came in. For no reason. Just Deadpool loses limbs. And I just lost both arms. But that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is, I had both, like, 2 amputee arms at the ready.
Sorry, I'm pulling up my own dream for after this, because I've written down like 3 or 4 dreams in my notepad, just because I don't want to forget the absurdity of them. And I did forget, I have one labeled dream number 2.
Dream number 2.
And I did forget this. And I was looking through it, and I wasn't going to tell this dream, but I might now. Who knows?
Anyway, I lose both my arms somehow. There's no blood or anything, because it's a PG dream. Because that's how all dreams are, I feel.
We don't have any rated R dreams in this channel.
No, this is my dream. This is after hours, okay? This is after hours.
I've clocked out on all the darkness for the day.
I'm just watching Deadpool 2 and then having a dream somewhat related to it by losing arms.
Was this, would you say, 2 days ago, Jack?
This was like a week or so ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it definitely stuck with me. So I put both my arms, amputee arms, in their sockets or whatever, and now I have robot-like arms. And I make it to the parking lot, which I never see at Denny's, but apparently that's what it was. And there was no ice cream, and that was the end of that part of the dream. Actually, no, I am just transported, just out of nowhere, to a movie theater, but the floors are like bouncy houses. They're bounce floors. And, you know, you're just going through, and I'm just going through the bouncy house movie theater floor. And I just see a group of people. I'm like, oh, those are the people I'm supposed to be hanging out with, because there's people. And whatever. And instead of there being, like, stairs to go up to, like, the seats in some theaters, you know, there was just the ledge, and at the bottom was a bouncy house, again, floor, that you just bounce your way up. I mean...
You can't even get that high on a good bouncy house.
It makes sense, and in this dream, obviously it's tall, and it works. So, like,
sure.
It's
physics of your dream.
It's a good size height between it. When all of a sudden, I just see these people, they're hanging out, there's a bunch of, say, our age, you know, bunch of older people, teenagers and whatnot, and then there's just this kid. There's just this random kid, no one's there, and whatever. And then I start to leave the theater because, I don't know, I just was. So I get down the ledge or whatever, but as I'm going down this ledge, I just see some guy who I know is named Tom for reasons. It's just his name was Tom, and he was there. And he just shoulder butts this kid, just absolutely rushes him,
Tom.
and just destroys him. And this kid then goes flying, and I'm on the ledge. I'm at the bottom of the ledge, and he's falling down, and I catch this kid. And then as I catch this kid and, you know, let him go back to do whatever this kid was doing for safety, I'm like, in my dream, I remember, oh yeah, I have fake robot arms. So I look down and I look at my arms. I'm like, wait a minute. These aren't fake. These are my real arms again.
Your arms fell off, boy.
There's no scars. There's no nothing. They're just there. And I have no
Jack arm fall off, boy. That's canon.
And I just don't remember this at all of like ever regenerating my arms or whatever.
Welcome to our new segment, The Dreamscape, in which each and every one of our dreams is canon to the last dreams. And what we've established is in the Dreamscape, it is canon that Jack is arm fall off, boy.
It was just weird, and that's when I woke up. I'm like, that was a dream. And I don't know how I exactly feel on it, but it was something.
So I said I had a one-up story, and I have a couple. Again, I have some of these written down, and I think what I want to do is make this a recurring segment that we do in each episode.
Well, I have to figure out some dreams, because I don't know.
If you have some wacky dreams, write them down. I've been having really wacky dreams recently. I think it's because, like, I've been waking up, like, sweating a lot, so I think it's, like, part of it.
Yeah.
Because typically it's happened, like, when I wake up sweating, it's from, like, a weird dream.
Yeah.
And I have 4 here in the notebook. I'm just gonna read one of them out loud, okay? Actually, I have 5.
You have 5, okay.
I have 5.
I want to listen to them.
This one is dated, September 25th, 2020.
Okay.
I'm gonna say some names here, okay? See, these are people I know in real life, but I'm not gonna call them by the names I know them in real life. So we're gonna say, Cynthia, okay? Cynthia has a dog, and that dog's name is Steve.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And also there's another main character in this dream, and her name will be Rose, okay?
Okay.
So Cynthia calls Rose and I over to her house. She claims Steve has been kidnapped and replaced with another dog. This dog has black fur with a red and orange puff of fur around the neck area, and a light brown face, as opposed to Steve in real life is a German Shepherd, and also in the dream was a German Shepherd.
Okay.
This replaced dog, like this new dog, is much smaller than Steve is, and that's just very important information for the future. Okay.
Yes.
So Rose and I go on this epic fucking action movie to go find Cynthia's dog. And I wrote that down. I wrote that line down, word for word, epic fucking action movie.
Alright.
And I just want to stress, I'm going to stray from my notepad a little bit here. It was like we were being shot at while I had like a puppy in my hands, basically, like dodging bullet. Like, dude, I was an action hero in this dream.
Yeah, and I was Deadpool in mine.
Yeah. So at one point we start getting chased by these 2 women. Like there's like hitmen kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
And just every time we think we've escaped them, because we're not prepared to be fighting anyone. Like,
of course not.
We don't have weapons.
Yeah,
I can dodge bullets, but I don't have a gun. I have a little puppy that I'm protecting.
Okay.
So at one point, Rose and I, sorry, I'm trying to remember who I called who here.
Yeah.
At one point, Rose and I, who were carrying the dog as our only, like, clue of, like, how to figure out this mystery, we're, like, walking down a bridge when the 2 women appear on, like, the opposite side, like, coming towards us on motorcycles. So we get, like, we duck so they don't, like, hit us with their bullets, but it turns out they're actually not attacking us, even though they've been attacking us for the past, like, 15 or so minutes.
The epic twist.
They're protecting us from... And then I just wrote a little question mark, because I don't know who they're protecting us from.
What's the twist in your fucking epic
action dude, this... You want some twists and turns? We're gonna go through some twists and turns here. Just you wait and see.
Okay.
So after talking to the woman, we realized the dog that we've been holding and carrying this whole time is not a dog at all, but actually it's a... It's a Tony the Tiger dog toy wrapped in a black blanket! Oh, but it gets better, dude. That's not the twist. That's still not the twist. So I just wrote... This is the sentence directly from my notepad here. Don't know how we got that confused.
Yeah.
So we go back to Cynthia's to report our findings. Then as we're telling her that, I see Sprocket, the dog from Fraggle Rock, if any of you are aware of that show.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a Jim Henson show. It's like Muppet kind of thing, if you want to look it up. But it had like a live action like portion where it had a character named Doc, who was like an older man.
Like from Back to the Future.
Yes, but not the same Doc, okay?
And
What?
Doc had
Yeah.
a dog named Sprocket, who was like a Muppet dog, but like, okay? And Sprocket knew of the Fraggles, and would like always try to bark at them, and Doc would be like, dude, why are you barking at that mouse hole, you know?
Okay.
So that's all you need to know for this. Actually, you didn't know that much. So I saw Sprocket in the hallway. Except, like, it looked like a very unhealthy version of Sprocket, like old and dying and very much about to just explode.
Okay.
So I walked out into the hallway, like, mid-conversation without, like, no one even questioned it. And not even me, who, you know, this dog is a fictional character, and I just like, yeah, Sprocket's in the hallway, I guess I'm gonna go see what that's all about.
Yeah. Just don't question.
I wrote down here, he looks like a flattened mop without the stick. I walk out to see Doc, Sprocket's owner, but much older than he already was in the show. And then I wrote here, like, super decrepit old.
Okay.
He tells me something, but I don't remember what that is. Then he reveals that he stole Cynthia's dog. He then gives back Steve, and everyone is happy. Then he refers to the dog as something like second chances or something.
Oh my god.
Then I ask him why he says that. Plot twist number 3. Doc is related to Cynthia in some way, and Steve died. Cynthia and her mom went into psychotic episodes refusing to believe it, and this new Steve is a different dog completely. Then later, back at my house, I'm watching the news while eating something Cynthia's mom made for me because her and Cynthia believe that Rose and I found Steve. Because we didn't tell him, like, I can't tell him if they were going into psychotic episodes. I can't just be like, oh, by the way, your dog is dead, and I'm going to confirm that. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is still Steve, everybody. So the news is talking about how Cynthia's mom was filming something on her phone during her psychotic episode. And the only scene I remember from this video that were playing on the news is, like, her holding a live hedgehog that's, like, squirming in her hands and cooking it into, like, this bread kind of cake thing.
Yeah.
And then I looked down at what I'm eating, and I just suddenly... Suddenly there's a hedgehog. It was a whole hedgehog in there.
Oh my gosh.
And this isn't really super important, but the house that I'm in, that's like in my house in my dream, is actually Cynthia's house, like in real life.
Okay.
And Cynthia's room in the dream is basically my sister's room in real life. Like, that's not super important. It's just like, why did that happen?
It's just something that was there.
And then I have a little conversation with my sister about not eating the food because it's got a hedgehog in it. And that's the dream.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I probably should have thrown it away, but I didn't. I just left it on the floor.
Just don't eat it. It's just got a hedgehog.
Yeah, just don't. I don't even know if I told her why. I told her not to eat it. But
just like in real life.
But, like, you know, if I was able to look down and see there's a whole ass hedgehog in there, which I didn't see before I saw the news thing, by the way. Like, it was like a normal, like, bread thing, and then I looked down like, oh yeah, how did I miss that? So that was a roller. I woke up from that one, and I was like, I have to write that down. Like, there's no way. Like, sometimes I'm like, is it worth it? Do I remember enough?
That one's worth it.
That one was plot twist after plot twist after... Dude, that's like an M. Night Shyamalan. Hit me up, dude. Me and you can write some good-ass movies.
Based on dreams.
Based on my stupid dreams that have no meaning and are absolute nonsense.
I mean, it was a fucking epic action-adventure.
It was a fucking epic action-adventure, dude. And I was an action hero.
Exactly.
Remember that, M. Night Shyamalan. I'm the action hero.
Not the villain.
The hero.
Not the side guy. You're the hero.
Yeah.
You own all the rights to these dreams.
Signing away my dream rights. So I figure these can be like, what, 40 to 50 to maybe an hour long? We can do an hour long. That's what most podcasts are, I feel.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah, let's just keep going. We have a natural flow of things. I have another segment I want to introduce later on. But we can leave that for later on. Do you have anything you want to talk about other than your dream, Jack?
No, I've just been playing the heck out of, if I can grab it, just Super Mario All-Star, or 3D. Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yeah.
Can't get those confused.
I don't get mine till Christmas, but I pre-ordered it, so I do get it, which is very good news.
This is what I'm trying to reach for the case. On this one, or is it the one above?
It's on the one above.
I'm talking about a shelf that I'm laying up against.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I don't feel like standing.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Anyway, I've just been playing the heck out of that while I've been bored, not doing anything. So,
Would you like to give your opinion? That will probably make people mad.
I mean, I don't really care. I mean, it's a collection, and what I'm happy about is because I've never played any of these games before. Like, I've never had a N64 to play Super Mario 64. Never had a GameCube to play Sunshine. I did have a Wii, but for some reason, the Galaxy games just never got, which is really disappointing because they're really good. They're considered to be like one of the the great
Yes,
Mario games.
I also want to say I didn't have an N64, I didn't have a GameCube, and even though I could have played Sunshine on my Wii, I was too dumb to own any GameCube games.
Exactly.
And I wanted Galaxy. I specifically remember wanting Super Mario Galaxy 2, but then not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna need to know the first one, which I didn't. But I was like an 8-year-old, so I didn't know that at the time.
Well, like it's like I still wanted these games. I remember seeing these games out and about and be like, "Yeah, that game looks fun. I like Mario. I like this game."
I wanted Galaxy 1, but it was like it was like flew under my radar hardcore. But then I really wanted the second one, and I don't know why. Like the second one is like the one I like really. I think it was the light blue case. Like it's such a beautiful cover, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're all amazing. So anyway, like I've never played these games, so I would say this isn't like through those rose tinted glasses, of nostalgia. This was just pure. This is a game. It's new. I'm playing it, and they're all great games, by the way. But obviously, when you compare it to each other,
rose tinted glasses. Nintendo fucking released Mario Party 6 for the Switch. That's all I want. That's all. Maybe Mario Party 8. I love Mario Party 8, but Mario Party 6 is a fucking killer, dude, and I don't own it, and I can't own it because GameCube games are ungodly expensive.
Well, here's the thing also about this. They're as close to those original games as possible. I'm pretty sure they discovered that all these games are emulated. So they're not like, they didn't go through it. They have like N64 emulated. They got GameCube emulated, Wii emulated. So it's something that they can do, and maybe they'll do the, like the app thing where they have got like, here's the Nintendo first entertainment system. There's the Super Nintendo where they got all those games. So maybe at some point they'll do one of those where they're like, okay, here's the N64.
They might do N64. I highly doubt they'll do GameCube or Wii anytime soon.
Yeah, because if anything, they're going in order of like, if you've noticed, they're going in order of which they've done. And who knows how long the Switch is going to be. Because I feel like
the Switch is going out.
Well, a lot of the stuff now is like, we're going to make this to last longer. At least that's what it looks like with game companies. And they're like, we're going to make this for this next gen. You can hold out on things. Maybe, but the Switch is still a last generation console at this point because the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are coming out very, very soon. Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
Nintendo's gonna have to rebuttal very, very shortly.
I'm not saying. I hope it's something similar to what they're doing.
I agree.
Like all the other ones, because and again, we just went way off topic with Mario, but like the Xbox.
Dude, we don't have a topic.
I know. I'm just saying.
I
was just going to talk about those games, but it doesn't matter. We can keep talking about this because I can always go back and talk about it another day. But the Xbox Series X and the Series S and whatever, all those, the next gen consoles, particularly Xbox, they're making like, oh, you got an Xbox One game? Okay, you can play it here. It's gonna run like an Xbox One game, but it's gonna do a little bit better here.
Did you see that on the day the Xbox Series X pre-orders went online?
Oh, okay.
The Amazon sales for Xbox One X went up like 700%.
Yeah, all that stuff was insane. Just,
dude, that's everything. So funny to me.
It's funny. I have, and particularly seeing how all it's going, like everyone's like fighting the internet to be like, all these websites and all the servers and all this other stuff is like crashing on everything.
I got a text.
And it's just,
my mother said okay to my grocery list.
Okay, cool. Can she buy me groceries too?
I'll ask.
No, don't. I'm totally fine. She gave me ice pops once, or whatever the alternate brand.
McDonald's when you help me film.
That's true.
What expected was that? Middle school?
Yes, because you were screaming a lot.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, that picked up at. Oh,
by the way, that was sarcasm.
I'm not seeing any audio pickup. Okay, there we go. I got it.
It's fine. We're all good. Anyway, but like those were like insane pre-orders. Like minute out, not even a minute later, all gone on like everything. And some places were like, oh, know what to do. I can't let this happen, and weird stuff like that. But it was just insane. Quite frankly, I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I know one of my friends personally is waiting until like Black Friday or something.
Well, I'm not just waiting for Black Friday. I'm just waiting in general. I'm like, I can wait on this.
Yeah, I can. Also,
Okay.
the Xbox is like $200 cheaper if you don't get a disc drive, which is fine. I have no problem. Like personally, I like getting physical copies of games, but
That's me.
for $200, it's like But the Xbox or not the Xbox, the PlayStation is only like $100 cheaper, which is still like okay, maybe I'm not gonna buy the disc drive one. It is still $100, but
Yeah.
like also that console is just a lot pricier in general. I believe the non-disc drive one is the exact price of the Xbox with the disc drive, if I'm correct. I don't have the stats up with me.
I think I've got it where both the ones with disc drives for PlayStation 5 and Xbox, they're the same for $500. PlayStation Digital is $100 cheaper than that, so $400. Xbox is $200 cheaper for $300.
Maybe that's right. I don't remember. I didn't look into it a whole lot. I don't really plan on buying it. As I've said on this show, maybe, I don't know, or not on this show, but on this channel at least, I like video games. I have an Xbox One that I barely have ever played because I don't shell out $60 on games a lot, and I don't like going into my family room a lot to play video games. I use my Switch a lot more, which, call me a casual gamer all you want, because that's really what that is what I am.
Okay, yeah, I can totally...
I like watching games, and, I stay up to date with games, but I don't,
You don't play them
as play... I still play it, but not, as much as, I'm not a gamer.
Okay.
But with that being said, I'm probably not going to buy either one of these consoles anytime soon. But you're buying the Xbox, correct? So maybe at some point...
At some point. I mean, that would be nice. I'm not... I like them both, okay? I like both... All of them equally.
Right.
I like Nintendo, I like Xbox, I like PlayStation.
I don't have a stake in this war.
There's also the thing of money.
I don't have money for all three consoles.
I have no money.
I don't even have enough money for one console right now. I don't have a job.
Yes. And quite frankly, it almost seems like I have no rush to get the new one,
Yeah.
It's nice to have one.
Okay, but what about Crash Bandicoot Out of Time or whatever?
Never played any of them, so it's not really
but I want it. It looks fun.
So I don't really mind.
Is the new Crash Bandicoot a PlayStation exclusive?
I thought all of them were.
No. The other three.
Because I thought that was a PlayStation
it's not.
launch thing.
It's not. Well, it is a launch game.
So that's what it was for the
Crash Bandicoot comes out this week as we're recording this. It might be out already. I don't know the exact date.
I don't even know. I just know there was one happening.
The trilogy is on all three platforms, and it's not a Sony release game. We looked this up because me and my friend got in this argument a couple weeks ago. Not an argument, but a disagreement, I guess.
I have no idea. I just thought it was because that was one of the PlayStation.
I feel like I'm not recording anything from my mic.
For the first system they did was their launch game. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't really know.
It's not a Sony game. That's what I knew. That's what I do know.
But yeah.
But anyway, what else were we going to talk about?
You said you had something.
Oh, the Switch. The Switch is But essentially what I wanted to get out of that conversation is 2 big new consoles coming out by the end of this year. Xbox, the end of this year, or is it beginning of next year? I don't remember.
They're both in November.
Okay.
I think they're 2 days apart.
Okay. So the Switch came out
2017.
Right. A decent while after the PlayStation 4 and the...
They were late to the game, if that's what
the Wii U was supposed to be the competitor to those two, and then they realized fucking... Fast-track the Switch, baby. This Wii U is not going to sell us those gold candies. But...
Which we never owned, personally.
I did not own a Wii U.
So that's just in general. So I can't really say I hate it or I don't like it. Or I like it, I don't.
I think the Wii U had some really good games that have all been ported over to the Switch now that Super Mario 3D World's coming in February, baby!
That one I am excited for.
Hyped!
It's either they got a sequel, or it was just straight up port. Or it's a port with more stuff.
got more. It's a port, but also it's more.
Yes.
That's what I'm.
I'm gonna do the streaming service and just call it 3D World Plus. I don't want to keep saying 3D World Plus Browser's Fury. It's 3D World Plus. That's it.
Oh, I think we'll see when we see more. Like what I'm.
That will probably be like January.
Yeah, I don't expect it for a while, but I'm super excited for that game.
Yeah.
But basically, what I'm saying is the Switch is going out of style and needs to be replaced with something Nintendo very soon, or you're going to lose a lot of money.
I don't think so. I mean, they just recently got the Switch to pass Wii sales. So that's pretty good, because Wii was, I think, the highest selling game console. And they, like, just either got it on par, or they just passed it slightly.
I think the PlayStation took that over.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know these stats. We should not be talking about things we don't know about.
I'm just saying that's what I thought was going on that I saw.
Let's talk about how the actress who plays Kamala Khan gave Captain Marvel the movie a 2-star review.
Which, the actually official one or the one that didn't?
No, the one that actually got cast Kamala Khan, not the one that leaked the script.
Okay.
You want to talk about that?
Okay, we can talk about whatever. This is fine. I don't care. I haven't really been paying attention to any of this.
Okay.
You just told me. You just texted me out of nowhere one night. He's like, "Oh yeah, Kamala Khan got cast."
So,
and I'm like,
if you're stupid and oblivious,
like me,
we are huge Marvel fans. Very big. I've been a Marvel fan since Superhero Squad, the show, back in like 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's been a Marvel fan since like Avengers in 2012.
No, there was
Before
always
that?
been Spider-Man. Like we had DVDs of the.
Gotcha.
What was it? I think it was the Neil Patrick Harris 2003 computer animated Spider-Man.
I don't like.
I remember some things about it. Not really, but there was.
I remember trying to watch it on Netflix and it being a hard sit through.
I guarantee it is.
So hey, don't hate on my opinion if you like this one, because I was also like 6, and if I didn't like it, that means nothing. I was a 6-year-old, and I don't remember a single thing from it.
So there was that. So that was there. So obviously Spider-Man was a thing. But it wasn't until, like, I started hanging out with friends that they really did with Captain America, the First Avenger. That one was, like, the first real superhero movie I saw.
Okay.
So since then, I was like...
We've been big since then.
I've been like, oh, I'm going finding all the shows. I'm watching this stuff. I'm finding
Watching the
stories.
Public library?
I've never actually really read the comics.
Yuck. Big fan.
I don't read it, but I somehow know the stories.
That's very true. I have not read so many, like, I haven't read all of Civil War, but I know what happens,
it's weird. Like,
there was a YouTube channel I used to watch, and I don't watch it anymore because it went downhill, but it was like the comic historian or whatever, and it would, like, go through these whole, like, sagas in, like, 20-minute videos. It was really fun. Maybe you go check them out. I'm not going to link them because they're downhill. But, with that being said, we're huge Marvel fans, and with that also being said, I'm on a lot of Marvel Instagram stuff. Not that I follow any of it personally, but, like, it shows my recommended still.
Yeah, because,
it knows what I like, baby.
Yeah.
The
government's watching.
The algorithm knows. And on, I don't know, last week at some point, I saw a bunch of things saying that Kamala Khan was cast for the new Miss Marvel show, which I was really excited about. Like, I don't know who it is, but it's, some unnamed, which I think it almost had to be.
I think it was someone that really hasn't done anything, which is good, because then you can see this character.
Right.
And not, hey, this person's playing this person.
And, Keanu Reeves is playing Miss Marvel.
No, apparently, I think Keanu is rumored for Kraven.
Keanu Reeves is their top pick for Moon Knight, hypothetically, is what I've heard.
Keanu for everything. Let's just say that.
Ghost Rider would work. Wolverine would still... Apparently, Keanu Reeves has said he's too old to play Wolverine, but he's not. Let's be real here. He's not.
John Wick is fine.
But I'm really excited about that. But also, like, the next day, I also found out that one of the actresses who was, like, the runner-up for Kamala Khan leaked the audition script after she signed a non-disclosure agreement, which means she's gonna get sued by Disney, and that's a battle you don't want to be against.
That's not good. I mean, I haven't looked up this person. I asked you if you knew who it was, and you just said, I don't know. Their career's going downhill anyway.
Yeah, they didn't have a career before this, and they won't have one after.
But I don't really care enough to go and find out this person, because there's no point.
It's just gonna make me angry the more I look into it.
Yeah, plus, you know, if you leak, you find this person, you're gonna find the leak of the script, and you might see it, and you're like, well, I just want to go watch the show. I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know that this person said hi.
I went looking for the leak for like 5 minutes just to see like if it was real or not.
Yeah.
And I found tweets, but like it was all scribbled out, so I didn't actually see much of the leak.
Did someone say A? Just the word A. How about the?
Once I saw it was all scribbled out, I didn't really read any of the stuff I could. I know there was stuff in the comments saying like, oh, it seems like she's fighting whoever. I don't even remember the villain because I never really read Miss Marvel comics because that was kind of when I stopped reading. Most of the comics I've read were at my public library when I was a kid. Which means there was mostly Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, and also like 2006 stuff. You know, like stuff that had been out for a while that the public library could obtain.
Yeah.
Not Miss Marvel. So I've never really read a whole lot of Miss Marvel. Especially Kamala Khan, who's a very new character.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, like, they know the villain. They kind of have an idea who the villain's going to be.
Yeah.
But what also was pointed out to me in the same Reddit thread was, it is very possible that this is just an audition script and has nothing to do with the TV show whatsoever.
Which would make sense.
I think the villain, if they know who the villain is, though, I think we know who the villain for the show is going to be. Like, I don't think they're going to just add a different villain for the audition script.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you find the script online, and you're like, oh, she dies, it's like, yeah, but that might just be to see how she can handle death, or, you know, whatever.
You know, just get the depth of the
range
actor.
of emotions out.
Yeah, which makes sense, because there's plenty of stuff that I'm sure you could find, like, famous old audition tips of people in these famous roles that you want to see, and they're like, that scene never shows up in the movie, or that thing was changed in the movie,
right.
You know? So, like, I mean, it's an audition. It's just to see what they can do.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Kamala Khan releasing on Disney Plus at some point, probably?
I mean, I don't really know her as a character. I'm still excited.
Me even more.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so excited for Eternals and Shang-Li. Like, I don't know anything about these characters.
Yeah, I would still say I'm, like, pretty excited, because I'm like, plus it's going to be a show, so you get, I guess, more time, if that makes sense, because it's, like, episodes. Not really, but, like...
No, the answer to that is yes. But I'm watching a show right now for Unscripted. Hopefully that episode's out. It'll probably be out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's really bad, and I have to sit through 8 hours of that show. And I have a rule. I have a personal rule. I don't sit through bad TV. Because, like, watching a bad movie for an hour, fine. Whose time am I wasting? Nobody's.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wasting a little bit of time, and not, like, a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like my bars aren't going up at all.
That's fine.
But TV is, like, 12 hours of just agony, and I don't do it. I won't do it.
Well, yeah.
But I'm doing it for the show, because I already made the commitment in the last episode. I was doing a TV show, and it's so bad.
I mean, yeah, sometimes with, like, a lot of, like, studios that are doing, like, a lot of content, I guess you can excuse them for having, like, one bad thing. But at the same time, this is also, like, they just did 20-some-odd movies that were, like, each one is, like, I wouldn't really say is a bad movie.
Oh, yeah, no. That
so
rant was not saying, I think Miss Marvel's going to be bad. I'm just saying, like, TV doesn't necessarily give you, like, more time doesn't necessarily mean good.
But, like, with these people, you can very much assume, like, oh, we might get some more fleshed out
very
characters.
Quality content.
Yes.
Also,
maybe. Who knows?
It's October. You know what that means?
Mandalorian at the end of the month.
I need to finish Mandalorian season 1, but more importantly,
that is actually something I actually want to try out. It's Disney added a watch feature.
Together?
Yeah, but I don't know what that means.
We could try it.
That's what I want to try, because I just want to be like, is it whatever?
Way more importantly,
yeah,
the Luke Cage and Iron Fist and maybe Punisher rights relapse back to Disney. Ooh, indeed. And Daredevil's coming soon. I think Daredevil's November or December, or maybe they're all in October, but like it's just depending on what day of the month.
Yeah.
I know they're all very, very soon though, and that's very, very exciting for me.
Well, then they can finally, if they do, take it off of Netflix.
Daredevil. I don't know if it's being taken off of Netflix, but I know the rights are going back to Disney, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if it is or isn't, it doesn't matter.
But also, like, Runaways is supposed to be Hulu exclusive, and all 3 seasons are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's how I watched it, even though I do have Hulu. I watched it on Disney Plus.
It's a very, very good show, and I very, very much recommend it.
It is a good show, and I don't remember anything.
How dare you?
That was back in March.
Dude, I've been watching that show since season 1. I've been following that show. I've had 3 different Hulu free trials for that show. I'm finally maybe getting Hulu though.
Maybe.
Apparently Verizon has a deal now, so if I just upgrade my package, we might get it. And Disney Plus forever, because my Disney Plus is going to expire before WandaVision comes out, and that's very sad.
Yeah.
But I have my ways.
Always find your ways.
I watch it at Jack's house.
For free.
Yay! Or I'll just upgrade my Verizon plan.
Or you just pay for it.
Why would I pay for it if Verizon's gonna pay for it for me?
Exactly.
And I get better coverage. It's like, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
No, but anyway, I love the Marvel Netflix shows, except for Jessica Jones season 3. That's just not watchable. It's just not watchable.
Okay.
But I'm one of the guys who liked Iron Fist season 1 and Iron Fist season 2 even more. Especially with the glowing bullets. I really want to know what happens with the glowing bullets. And they canceled the show. And I really want them to pick it back up and go, hey, the glowing bullets and the glowing sword thing? Yeah, we're going to talk about that, baby.
We're going to do it.
We're going to show you the glowing bullets.
And then it gets canceled again.
It's
just going to be 2 seconds of showing that. And then it's canceled. Like, there's your show. Enjoy.
Well, people don't like that show, so that one is... Well, but here's the thing. Like, Luke Cage left on a huge cliffhanger. So did Iron Fist. Iron Fist left on a pretty big cliffhanger as well.
I saw the first seasons, never the second.
Finish it. Finish your shows. You watch all of Daredevil because Daredevil's the best one.
That's true.
Punisher season 2 is equally as good as Punisher season 1, and Punisher season 1 is solid.
Okay.
Luke Cage season 2 is not as good as Luke Cage season 1, but it's still pretty good. And Iron Fist season 2 is better than season 1, but like I like season 1, so it's not like I think they're both really good, and some people disagree.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones season 2 is okay, and Jessica Jones season 3 is unwatchable.
Okay.
That's the whole lineup of Marvel Netflix shows, baby.
Yeah, I've just gotten other things that I've been watching. Like the other night, I almost said it, but my brother and I were up till almost 1 a.m. watching The Social Network.
Ooh, that's coward numbers, dude. Last night I started continuing my Hulu show, so I watched episodes 3 and 4 last night. Started that at 1 a.m. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? No. So I watched that from like 1 a.m. to like 3 a.m. So like hour episodes each.
Okay.
And then terrible. Both episodes were very, very bad and uncomfortable to watch. By the way, I hated both those. That like made my skin crawl, but not in the way the show wants you to make your skin crawl. Okay, it's not scary in the way the show wants it to be scary. By the way. And then at about 5 in the morning, I went. If I fall asleep now, I won't wake up to record the podcast. So I guess I'll watch another episode of the Hulu show. I guess. Wasn't any better.
I mean, it wasn't really Coward's numbers. It's just
Coward's numbers. Midnight is Coward. 1 a.m. is Coward's numbers. 5 a.m.
But that's like going through what I can't even think of it right now. That's just binging the night, staying up 24 hours, pulling it all night.
Yeah, and done that before.
You had work.
I watched Runaway. I watched season 3 of Runaways in a day. That's not like I was watching it during school. Whenever I had a chance to watch, I didn't have a Hulu. I didn't use a Hulu free trial for that. I used a friend's Hulu account they gave me, so I could watch 10 hours of Runaways. And I watched like 2 hours of it in school, and then I got home. I went in my room and I bunkered down, and I watched 8 straight hours of Runaways. And up until the last episode of that show, phenomenal season, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last episode ruins everything and doesn't make any sense and just hard to sit through.
Yeah.
That's the story of Runaways. Watch Runaways, skip the last episode.
Not sponsored.
Hulu, sponsor me. Give me an account.
For free.
Let me watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia! That's Spike. I heard that. I saw that spike on the thing.
That's cool.
Now it's time for my favorite segment of the show.
Ending.
No, we still got a little bit of time left.
No, I was joking. I just thought that would be your favorite.
My favorite segment of the show is What's Kyle been up to since the last time we ran this segment. There's a fun acronym for that one. I haven't memorized it yet. But here it is on the screen because...
Why not?
Yeah, here it is. So, you want to hear story time, Jack?
I thought we did story time with our dreams.
Oh, but here's real life story time.
I am ready for real life story time.
I applied for a job.
Cool.
Actually, I haven't been applying for jobs for like months because I'm down. So I had a summer camp job back in 2017 that paid me like $1,500. And I've been coasting off that money for 4 years. But I just bought a brand new laptop and I've been spending that money for 4 years and I'm running low on moolah. So I've been applying for jobs wherever I can. And I applied for a job at my local Subway.
And
This is that story. I applied, let's just say on Wednesday the 12th, okay? I don't know if that's accurate. I know it was a Wednesday. I don't know the date in particular.
it was Wednesday. That's all it needs to be.
No, Wednesday the 12th is important because the numbers are going to add into play here, okay? So on Wednesday the 12th, I submit my application online to Subway. Using the Subway website that directed me to from like the Google Jobs thing or whatever. Okay?
Yes.
And then I've been told like, oh, you need to like call kinda when you submit an application. So I was going to call that Friday, but then it was my friend's birthday, and I went and threw a surprise party instead.
Okay.
And then Saturday came around, and I watched my dog a lot, and I didn't really have time to call. And Sunday came around, and it was the same. And so Monday came around, and I didn't call. I called on that next Tuesday. I don't know why I chose Tuesday, but I did, okay? I finally got around to calling on Tuesday, and I called on Tuesday and I was like, hey, where's my application at?
Mm-hmm.
And the dude at Subway said, what's your name? And I told him my name, and he said, yeah, so you can just like you can come in and submit an application anytime. And in my mind, they went, yeah, but I already submitted an application where like, so they don't. Update is, Subway in our town at least doesn't look at online applications. Fun fact: if you're applying for a Subway in my small town, you're not gonna get anything online.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone's aware. I don't have a license. I don't have any interest in driving a car. Subway isn't that far from my house. Subway isn't that far from my house. So
Yeah.
that next Wednesday, what would be 7 days later, so the 19th, I walked to Subway with an application down a highway. Not like a highway, because I live in a small-ass town,
Yeah.
but like a busy street, still nonetheless. So I walked an hour and a half to Subway, okay? I gave them my application, like, that's it. There was no interview process, I walked to Subway, I gave them my application, I turned around and immediately walked back. I got ice cream from the ice cream place in town while I was gone, though. So that was
Okay.
nice.
That's good.
So then I waited another week and I called Subway and I said, Subway, what's the update on my job application? And the guy went, oh, call back in like 20 minutes. Okay? And by this point I was already like on Google Jobs. Because I was on Google Jobs before I called Subway. This most recent time I'm talking about right now. And I saw the Subway listing was nowhere to be found. So I kind of knew the fate was, yeah, the job doesn't exist anymore. But, like, I wasn't 100% positive. And then call back in 20 minutes was kind of like, oh, maybe,
They're looking.
or, they were gonna, they have it between two or I'm in the running or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I called back in 20 minutes. Exactly. Like, fucking...
Which is what you do.
Right. Exactly 20 minutes later. And I got... No, sorry, we filled that position.
Okay.
Fuck you. So, it's like, why... Do you not know, as a Subway employee, that you have a new employee?
It took you 20 minutes.
It took you 20 minutes. It took you 20 minutes to get your manager and be like, hey...
Is there someone new here?
Yeah, this guy's calling about an application. Like, the first time I called... I got a lady, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, the manager won't be here till like 11:30, can you call then? But after I knew that, because I called back at 11:30 and he said I could, whenever at 11:30, I made sure to always call after 11:30, because I knew that's when he was in there. So I called at like 12:30 this most recent time, and the employee was like, oh yeah, give me 20 minutes, and it's fucking... waste 20 minutes of my time
waiting
for a job I kind of already knew I didn't have, just to tell me I didn't have the job.
Yep.
And it's like, God, look, Subway, you're not a good restaurant. I've been going to Subway more and more since we got put into this little 2020 disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, like, at first I was like, okay, this is okay, because I haven't had Subway in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I go to Subway, the more I realize, at least the one in town, how shitty it is. I get the meatball marinara because I don't actually go to Subway. My mommy goes to Subway, and my sister goes to Subway, and then they get me food.
Okay.
So I don't get a custom order when they do it because,
Yeah.
you know. And then, over time, the meatballs have had less sauce and been more cold. Like, just consistently. And so it started out as like an okay meal, has turned out to I'm Team Jimmy John's. But I've always been Team Jimmy John's because let's be honest here, the Jimmy John's bread is unbeatable.
Never had Jimmy John's before in my life.
Jack, once you get your car fixed, we're going to Jimmy John's, my man.
Like, there's been a lot of places that I haven't been to, and sometimes people are like, oh, you've been there. I'm like, no, I haven't. They're like, yes, you have.
You're going
when,
to Jimmy
Tell me when. I don't
Jack,
remember
do you
eating
see this
this
gun I'm
food.
pulling out at you? We're going to Jimmy John's, my man. But that's
Yes,
my
I am not
Subway
being held here
experience.
against my will. I mean,
That's my
please don't shoot.
That's my Subway experience, and I just want to say how like shitty it was. And so
Mm-hmm.
I tried applying to Taco Bell. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up real soon here. I know.
I was just
I
making it
know.
very quiet so we didn't have to mention it, but
Jack's trying to fucking pull the cane and pull me off the stage, but I have more story to tell.
No, I'm just letting you know what we're
I tried
at.
applying to Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Taco Bell would let me apply online because I have an withstanding application. By the way, we should both apply to Taco Bell together. There's about 8 open slots at our local Taco Bell.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, dude, there's so many open slots at that Taco. Dude, let's be assistant managers together.
I think I've dealt with enough bullshit from my grocery store experience where I could manage people.
Yeah.
Because there was so much bullshit.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about that now.
That's a whole fucking podcast episode and a half.
How much bullshit can I talk about in an hour?
A lot. So, anyway, I applied to Taco Bell, and they told me, I tried applying to Taco Bell,
Yeah.
and they told me I couldn't apply online because I had a withstanding application. So I went back to my account in Taco Bell, and I went, okay, when's this application from? Can I delete it? It's from November of 2019. They never approved it, they never denied it, and I have...
Did you just resubmit that one? Like,
no, it's still pending.
can't you, like, take that one out and just put it
No,
back
I can't delete it.
That's weird. Why
So-
would you be able to?
So I found that out...
So now just call them.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. I found that out last Wednesday when Subway said, no, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't actually gotten my lazy ass off my ass and decided to call her. I figure I'm probably going to walk to Taco Bell, even though
It's like equal distance.
it's equal distance. It's probably another hour and a half walk. I don't know exactly where Taco Bell is in town. I've never been because my parents both get food poisoning at Taco Bell when they were kids.
It's confusing.
I have a
I
brief...
can tell you.
No, if I go on Google Maps, I know it's really close to Subway. I know it's like in town. This town's really small.
I know that it's hidden.
Yeah, I know it's a little... Yeah, if I get on Google Maps, I'll find it. It won't be that hard. But anyway, what I'm saying is I'm going to walk to Taco Bell and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And maybe not next podcast episode, but the one after that, maybe we'll bring up this... We'll bring up the segment again at some point. But maybe we'll continue my Taco Bell journey.
Yeah.
And that has been what has Kyle been up to since the last time we ran this segment.
Yeah.
Do you have any final words, Jack?
Chicken.
And with that, we have our first episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked this, you can go check out our gaming videos, which are just shorter, more condensed, and funnier versions of this.
And this went everywhere. This was a lot of conversation that...
Oh,
That's-
yeah. I thought you meant you just, like, spilled for punch and it went all over the place. And it was like, oh, darn, it's in the carpets now.
No, I'm holding my phone.
Yeah.
But, like, this conversation... And there was conversations we didn't even finish. We just, like, jumped to the
that's
next
the fun
one.
part. That's the fun part.
That is fun.
But yeah, if you like more, if you can see your gaming videos, we post every day, ideally.
Hopefully.
And as I said, we lose a lot of footage, and that's where the idea for this came from, so maybe at some point they'll be phased out, but I don't want them to be phased out, but who knows. And we also do movie reviews unscripted every Thursday at 1 Central Time, so check that out. It's a lot of fun. This week, I don't know what I'm posting, because I don't know when this is coming out. We haven't decided the schedule for this. But it'll be a Halloween-ass
As this is October.
Because it's Spooktober, baby. We can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram and DeviantArt, which are on the screen at this point. And we will see you sometime in the future, probably next week. Probably whenever this is coming out. Exactly 1 week from that. Because that's kind of what we tend to do.
I'm involved again.
Yeah. This is the first time we've recorded together.
In a while.
In
it
like
almost
3
feels
months.
Yeah, it feels like... Because when did everything break? July?
August, maybe? Beginning of August?
Yeah. 3 months?
Yeah, it's been 2-3 months.
Yeah, and I've just been sitting here, I'm like... I hate it when he says that I'm contributing or like I'm running the channel because I'm sitting here on my ass doing nothing.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you have a lot of backlog content that I just couldn't release. Like, you're in a lot of stuff that I just can't release.
It's fine.
But it's coming out again. It's coming out again. Jack is finally back.
I'm here, baby.
If you like Jack, type the word chicken into the comments in honor of Jack's chicken comment.
As that was my last word before I said these words.
And we'll see you next week. Adios.
Thank you all for watching. There's Unscripted every Thursday, whether it's podcast form or review form. Gaming's going to be every day. And if you got any ideas for games, movies, TV shows, leave them down below. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.